Hi and welcome to this masterclass. This is just a 30-minute masterclass on how to turn your pre-recorded sessions into an online course that you can sell on repeat. And we're going to go over what to do, what you've got in your pre-recorded sessions, and also if you haven't got any pre-recorded sessions, how you can still use everything that we cover in this masterclass. And by the end, you should have a really good idea of what you're going to put together and what you can create, and then start making some income from all those pre-recorded sessions that you have. So let's dive right in. So by the end of this masterclass, we're going to basically cover these three things and a little bit more as we go through. But by the end of this masterclass, you will know what you can create with your pre-recorded sessions, be able to create structure and avoid overwhelm for yourself and for clients going through the course, and know who your course is for, so marketing and launching become effortless. And the reason why we're going through all of these is because and creating an online course in particular rather than a membership is because an online course is a really great way to bring people on a journey and then integrate them into your membership if you have one. So it's a really great way to take people from A to B, take them from what they're struggling with to what they can achieve, take them on this journey. And again, I have a podcast episode which has been quite popular on this as well. So I will add the link to that podcast and you can have a listen to that as well. But I always recommend this, taking people on a course or a program before creating a membership, whereas a lot of people are doing it the other way around, because a membership is a recurring income, whereas a course is just one-off. But when you think about it, a lot of people will just pay for one-off things if they absolutely need it, and are less likely, or not less likely to pay for a membership, but they are more likely to take more time to consider a monthly payment than a one-off payment. And you'd be surprised at that, because especially if you've got a low fee membership, you might think, well, that's cheaper and you can cancel anytime, but people are not locked in, but people in their heads, they think they're locked in. So a course, when they know that they can buy the course, they can go through it, maybe they get lifetime access to that course as well, it means that it's kind of risk-free. They're paying for what they get and they're getting that course, and that's that. Rather than paying a membership that, a lot of people do pay things out and literally just keep their payment going, and they might be more cautious of that, investing in that membership. So that's why we're going through a course rather than creating a membership with your pre-recorded sessions. So let's dive right in, because I always get carried away. But the first thing we're going to have a look at is what you can create with your pre-recorded sessions. So you may have lots and lots and lots of pre-recorded sessions from lockdown. Just maybe you've been continuing online with your Zoom sessions and live Facebook sessions, and you've just kind of accumulated a lot of pre-recorded sessions. Maybe you do run a membership and all of those pre-recorded sessions are in there. So you now have that backlog to actually create a course that you can use these pre-recorded sessions and repurpose them and create something that you can literally pull together once and then sell over and over again without having to do any more sessions. So this is really, really huge for your income, because it means that if you can't teach, you've always got a course that you can market and sell. It means that you can bring more new clients into your business without having to actually teach a session live. Obviously, if you wanted to add that aspect to your online course, then you could. But we're looking at a course that you can create and sell on repeat. So a course that you can pull everything together, set it all up, it's done, and then you can literally just sell it over and over again, and people can buy it and go through it, buy it and go through it, buy it and go through it. So let's have a look at your pre-recorded session inventory. Now, if you haven't got any pre-recorded sessions, that's fine. You can kind of have a think about, well, what sessions would I need if I were to create an online course or program, and you can look at it from that perspective. But if you have got a lot of pre-recorded sessions, what have you got? What could you pull together to create a course? Now, when we're looking at creating a course or a program, a lot of the time we are looking at taking people from A to B. So taking people through 30 days, 6 week, longer if you want to program. I would say 6 weeks is the longest time, because people can't tend to see longer than 6 weeks, and that can feel overwhelming if it is longer than 6 weeks. So I tend to say 6 weeks, especially if it's something like fitness. But again, it could be shorter than that. You might even create a 7-day course or program for a list builder. So this might not be something that you're creating necessarily for income, but to grow your audience. So it might be something that you run in a Facebook group where you've already got the sessions pre-recorded and you can just share those sessions in the Facebook group. Or again, something that maybe you've set up on your website, whatever you've got set up for your online services, if you have anything set up, which we'll get onto in a moment. But take a look at your sessions, and I want you to almost write a list of everything that you've got. If you are a multi-purpose group fitness instructor, you've probably got a lot of different sorts of sessions. So you might choose to do, like, maybe you've got 10 body sculpt sessions, and so you might choose to do an online course purely on body sculpt. You might have Pilates sessions, and you might again choose to create a Pilates course. You might have lots of different sessions, and you might actually use lots of different formats to create your online course. So how do you kind of differentiate what you're going to create? You really want to look at who do they serve, and what do they serve, or both. So again, if you're looking at body sculpt sessions, and again, I'm just taking this as an example. So if you've got the same format of class, a toning class, a cardio class, a yoga format, you can create an online course based on who that program serves. So for instance, body sculpt and core might be something you might create it specifically for females of a certain age that want to have a particular outcome from that body sculpt and core. It might be that you are targeting women who usually do cardio, and you're targeting them to try and improve their running speed, for instance, by improving their strength, and that might be the basis of your online course. Or what do they solve? What do the sessions solve? So if you're either using, again, one format or multi-format sessions, ultimately, where are you taking that client from and to? So if you are somebody, and I get this a lot, especially with group fitness instructors, if you are somebody who teaches a lot of different things, you tend to find it harder to niche. So you don't necessarily have a specific age group or gender, that you have a mixture of people that you serve and that come to maybe your classes. And so you think, I can't niche, I can't, because I'm gonna be leaving people out, and I don't have a niche for my business. So in that case, you look at, what do your sessions solve? They have to be able to take somebody from the start of the program to the end of the program and have some sort of result or transformation or specific outcome. And that's what you want to think about. So have a look at your pre-recorded session inventory. Maybe write a list of how many sessions you've got of each format. Or again, if you are a Pilates instructor, maybe you've just got Pilates sessions. So maybe it's looking into, okay, I've got several sessions based on back. I've got several sessions based on core definition. I've got several sessions based on postural aspects. So again, can you create a course from those different sorts of Pilates sessions? Maybe you are, I've got like just a yoga instructor, and you've got lots of yoga sessions, and some are a little bit more flowing, some are more restorative, some are a mixture of both. So again, what can you create? What kind of program can you create that serves either a particular person? And again, what I mean by that is females of between, I don't know, 35 and 45, or premenopausal, or prenatal, or postnatal, or menopausal, or over 50s. There's a specific niche to your audience. Or there is a solution, a problem that you solve. So you'll create your course provides a solution, a transformation, a result. So I want you to think about that. And again, you can ask questions in the comments. You can post your ideas in the comments if you want to. Anything that you might be struggling with around this aspect, and spend a little bit of time brainstorming this and really looking at what you've got, what you can pull together to create a program that is going to take somebody on a journey. And this is really important because it's going to be so much easier for your marketing if you know that you're creating or you've got a program that takes people from what they're struggling with to where they want to be. And that is the idea you want to have in mind when you're creating an online program or course. So have a look through your pre-recorded sessions, or again, if you haven't got any pre-recorded sessions, write down what it is that you specialize in and what you can create from what you specialize in. So now let's look at, so once you've done that, again, have a good brainstorm on that. If you're watching the pre-recorded session of this, you can pause the video and really get that bit done. Take action, because if you are just watching this and then not doing anything, then it doesn't serve any purpose at all. So I'd rather you watch this, take action on each of the little bits, then literally you've got something to launch and go with. So our next thing is to be able to create structure and avoid overwhelm for yourself and your clients, because I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of instructors, and this is something that I do myself, is add too much content in, so it becomes overwhelming for the client to get through in their days and their weeks when they're doing the course, that they just either don't start or they give up halfway through. So you want content that isn't going to overwhelm your clients, and also that isn't going to overwhelm you to put it all together. You don't need a lot of content to be able to make big transformations. So I want you to have a look at what you've selected from your pre-recorded sessions, and I want you to really think about what's the length of my online program going to be, and how many sessions do I really need in a week. So if you're doing like a 30-day, 4-week program, how many sessions realistically can your clients fit in? If it's something that they have to fit in every day, are the sessions short enough to not be overwhelming to fit in daily? And if it's a couple of sessions a week, then again, is it the right content in terms of like the length and what's in that session to take them from where they are to where they want to be? So you want to think, ask yourself, if I was going through this online program, realistically, could I fit in a daily session? And if your life is busy, then your client's life is probably going to be busy, unless you're working with specifically working with people who have lots of time. So really ask yourself, and even if it's you think, oh gosh, that's not enough content, because we tend to want to overserve and overgive, I want you to take out a session anyway. So I really want you to really streamline it, take it back, even if it's, if you're doing a 4-week course and you have 4 pre-recorded sessions, and they're going to do those, there's a pre-recorded session for week 1, pre-recorded session for week 2, pre-recorded session for week 3, a pre-recorded session for week 4, and all you want them to do is do that session 2 to 3 times per week, and then they change the session for week 2, all you need is 4 sessions. And it doesn't mean that you've underserved your client. It means you've given them actually space and focus on the session that they've got for that week. And it takes out the overwhelm. So don't feel like just because you've got less content that it's less valuable, because it really isn't a lot of the time. And you can also add extra resources in, which again, we're going to get to in a moment, but you can always add extra resources and extra support strategies to help add more value as well. So you're going to select and also eliminate what you need for your program. So you think about the length of your program, how long it's going to be, and what you need for each day or each week of that program, and be really realistic with that. And really, again, really ask yourself, do I really need this? Is this too much? If I was going through it, would this feel too much? Could I fit this into my week? And then if the answer is no, that's overwhelming, I couldn't fit that session into my week, then it's going to be overwhelming for your clients. Because remember, you are somebody who enjoys fitness and your clients might not be that person. So if you've got lots of sessions to do, not only is it going to be overwhelming, but it's going to be like, oh, I hate this, and it's going to feel like a chore. So then you can ask yourself, what resources could I add? And this is not other sessions that you can add, but it might be that you add in a PDF of like a tracker, so they can tick their days off as they go through the program. It might be that you can add a nutrition plan, and you create a PDF with some basic nutrition plan rules or plans or whatever. So what extra resources could you add in if you're feeling like the content that you've got isn't enough? And then ask yourself, what support am I going to give? Is this literally an on-demand course? So when somebody signs up, they know they've got the content, you've kind of sent out an email guiding them through, there's enough information when they sign up that they know exactly what they're doing, and you can let them get on with it. Maybe you've got a Facebook group that they come into and they can ask questions in there. Maybe they have a daily check-in in that Facebook group. Maybe you're adding one live session in a week, so you're running it in real time. So you have a start date and an end date for the course, and you have like one live session. Or maybe you have a check-in process where you have a WhatsApp group and you check in daily. Really think about, how much time can I invest in this course? How much time do I want to invest in it? Or is this a course that is going to be, like I say, a repeatable service that I don't have to do a lot for? And that doesn't mean that you're not there to support people when they reach out, but it means that it's very clear to your clients that they get access to this course and they can go through it themselves. And there might be an element of accountability from you, but you're not there physically to hold their hand through it. So be really clear from the get-go as to what you are going to do in the course, if anything, and what support and resources they're going to have. So again, if you're watching the pre-recorded session, pause and write out, week 1, week 2, week 3, what sessions do they need for those weeks? What resources do they need? And like I say, if you're using your pre-recorded sessions, it should be really easy to then, to assign those workouts to whatever week they need to be on. So again, if it's a Pilates course, it might be that you've got some beginner sessions for week 1, getting a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. So by the end of the 4 weeks, the 6 weeks, however long your program is, they can really see progression from their first week with you. So then we go into knowing who your course is for and marketing it. So marketing and launching become effortless. So again, we briefly touched on this at the beginning when we were selecting our pre-recorded sessions. So who is that for? Is it for a specific niche in terms of a specific gender, of a certain age, with a certain problem? Or is it for a wide range of people, male and female of all ages, but it solves a specific problem. So for instance, if it's a Pilates program and it is literally for everybody, but it's, you know, specifically for people who suffer with a specific illness, which causes back problems or muscle, some sort of muscle issues, things like that. So does it solve a specific problem? Does it take people, is it a Pilates course or a toning course or a weight loss course? And it's specifically for females between 35 and 45, or is it for all females? It's a weight loss course for all females, and it specifically helps them to lose the last 10 pounds that they've been trying to lose for the last year. So does it solve a specific problem? Does it take them from A to B? Are they, you know, is it a course that they need, a program that they need? And it's like, yeah, I could, like, you know, maybe they're getting ready for a wedding and it's a 6-week course that you've created, and it's going to take them from, you know, wanting, like, fitting into a snug wedding dress to a perfectly fitting wedding dress. So does it take them from A to B? And then once you know that, you want to get a title and a name for your course. And with this, try not to be smart or clever, but try and be clear and specific. So again, be almost like does what it says on the tin. So again, if you've got a Pilates course for people who struggle with back pain, it could be something as simple as fix your back pain in 6 weeks. You know, so don't overcomplicate it. You might have you might have a name for the program and then a sub headline which basically does what it says on the tin. So it might be back care Pilates, a 6-week course to take you from back pain to back freedom, whatever. So you've got kind of got a sub headline there underneath the title. But have a little bit of a brainstorm. Again, don't overcomplicate it. It's something that a lot of people take ages and ages and ages on, and really try and get complicated and smart with it, when actually just call it what it says on the tin and what it does. And so you might even leave that, and you might just take a breath, take a step back, and it will probably just come to you in the shower at some point. So once you've got a title, once you know who your course is for, write a list, and this is what I always say, write a list of all the reasons why they need it, because you want to be 100%, 100% belief that this course is for people. You're completely behind it, especially if you're not quite used to selling something on demand without you being there. You want to have 100% belief in this course that it's going to help people. So I want you to kind of write a list of explaining like what your course includes and almost why it includes it. So you're really clear on that you can easily explain it to your clients, and also you can use it in your marketing. So when you know what's included in your course and why it's included for your clients, you can really get behind it, and you can really be like, yeah, do you know what? Like this is included because it's going to help with this, and it's included on week 1 because it's going to then have an effect on week 4. It's going to build them up to week 4, what's coming in week 4. So really get behind the content of your course, and if you can, for all the what's you've got in your course, what you've got included, explain why you've got it, even if it's just to yourself, and then you're not going to use that in the marketing, but explain why it's in there. And that really, for me, that really helps me to get behind what I'm creating, and helps me believe in pricing it correctly as well, and getting behind it. So where to host your course? So I put Facebook group here because I know some people do use Facebook groups. Ideally, I wouldn't use a Facebook group. I would see if you can create it outside of Facebook. And one thing I'm going to add in here as well, it could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a platform. So it could be that you're running it from a Facebook group. Maybe you're running it like in real time and you're just posting those sessions when in the Facebook group. So you could use Facebook group guides. And again, I go a little bit more in depth into all of these how to do this in the extended version of this masterclass, which is in the members club. So you can use a Facebook group if that's all you know how to use. Start there. Start with what you know and go from there. You could use email. So you could schedule emails to go out to people who sign up and literally send them the YouTube link or the Vimeo link to the video that they need. Those are the two kind of basic ones if you're not ready to set anything up or you haven't got anything set up. If you already have a website, learn how to run it from there. And if you haven't got anywhere, then PayHip is what you want to be looking into because it's free and you can really easily host a course, take payments like for free. Obviously, they take a percentage of the income that you create, but it's a really small amount. There's no monthly fees and it's really easy to set up. So we go through PayHip in my From Burnout to Sold Out course, and I go through it a little bit in the extended version of this masterclass. So have a look at those things and think about where you're going to be hosting this course, maybe what's easiest for your clients or what you've already got set up. Remember, we want to be making an income sooner rather than later. So even if you start that course in a Facebook group, and then once you've got income coming in, learn how to set it up on a platform. I'd rather you do that and start making an income than waste loads of time trying to get it all set up and then not making an income from it and getting disheartened. So that's the main thing. And then what to pay and how they are going to pay you. So I want you to choose a price that you can get behind without underselling yourself. So a lot of mistakes people make is that because it's a pre-recorded course, people undercharge because they think, well, I've already created it, I've already done the work for it, I'm not there physically supporting, so therefore I can't charge a lot. And you are charging for the content that you've created. You have created it, you have put the work in to create it, even if you're not there physically. There's going to be an element of you supporting those clients, but also they are paying for the convenience of being able to do it when they want without having to attend a class. So there is value behind pre-recorded sessions, so don't undersell yourself, but also, a price that you can get behind, that you feel good with charging, because if you don't feel good about it or you don't believe that you can charge it, then you probably won't sell anything because energetically you're holding yourself back. So even if you start with a price, it doesn't mean that you can't take that price up over time. Every 5 to 10 clients that you get through the course, maybe take up £1 or £5 or £10 and start to build up, getting behind higher prices. And then PayPal, Stripe, or again, if you've got a website set up to take payments, are the best way to obviously take payments. You can set up a PayPal link to send to people and they can sign up for that course via PayPal, which is familiar to people as well. So in a nutshell, that is how you can create an online course. So once that course is set up and you've got it set up somewhere, you've got a payment link, you can pretty much do it on demand. You can do it on repeat. It's set up, it's done. Now that is an overview. So from this, you should be able to string together a course. Even if you're not going in depth in how to set it all up yet, you should be able to select all your content and put it together, get an idea of who it's for, and actually start to put a program and plan together, a course together. Now, I've got an extended version of this masterclass in the Members Club, which you can purchase separately as well. We go through literally on all the hows. So we go through on how you create your content or pull your content together. We go through how much is too much, and we get a little bit more in depth on that. We go into creating your name for your program, going more into those specific niches and how to really get into the pain points and the pleasure points of your clients that are going to come through that course. We go into where to host it and a few tutorials on how and where to host your online course. And we also go through marketing as well, a little bit of marketing on how to create your Facebook posts to bring people into your course. And that's all in the extended masterclass, which includes this, and it is extended to around a 90-minute to two-hour masterclass, which you can purchase if you want to. But this is the foundation. So if you've got all of this set up, then you're pretty much ready to go and ready to create an income with an online course from your pre-recorded sessions on repeat. So post your questions below, and I will answer those questions and give you as much help as possible. And then there's also a link where you can get access to that extended masterclass to go more in depth with how to put this all together and actually launch it to your audience.